Contemporary times have brought with them a fascinating paradox. We are intensely interconnected, but often experience a feeling of isolation. Immersed in obligations and chores, we sometimes find ourselves feeling neglected or underestimated by those to whom we attribute value. In the current global situation, everyone aspires to be relevant to their closest circle. However, we often find ourselves ignored, as if our importance to them does not correspond to what we attribute to them. In this scenario, the wisdom of Stoicism and other philosophies becomes relevant. The Stoics instruct us to recognize our own worth, regardless of the constant validation of others. The question that arises is, how can we integrate these teachings into our routine so that they become a priority for those around us? In this video, we will explore effective strategies aligned with Stoicism and related philosophies to help us stand out in the lives of others, or discern whether these people truly have a genuine interest in us. The focus is not on manipulation tactics, but on a more thoughtful and authentic approach to establishing true and meaningful relationships. In short, the people around you influence the construction of your identity. As the saying goes, tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. If you are not a priority for these people, it is likely that there is no real and authentic interest on their part in you. In this ancient wisdom, we find guidance to balance our individual needs and interpersonal relationships. The crux of the matter is to be valuable without becoming dependent. The first step to becoming a priority in the lives of others is to create a sense of fear of possible loss. When you are always available and respond immediately, people assume that you will always be available. In a world where time is a precious resource, Stoicism advises us to value it appropriately. It is crucial to allow people to miss you, to notice your occasional absence. The Stoics remind us that we do not control external events, but we do control how we react to them. By giving importance to your time and attention, you present yourself as someone who is valued, leading others to see you as a person of merit, since you choose to share part of your precious time with them. Don't hesitate to reject requests or not respond immediately to other people's requests. Cultivate the skill of patience, and allow others to recognize the value of your time the same way you value it. Patience is essential to becoming a priority in other people's lives. Stoicism teaches us that patience is a crucial virtue in a world full of distractions and emergencies. The ability to wait calmly can make you stand out and add value to your presence. Patience should not be confused with passivity. Patience is maintaining control over your emotions and reactions. By practicing patience, you allow others to realize your strength. You don't get carried away by rush or momentary emotions. This becomes a beacon of stability in the midst of turmoil. Exercising patience may make others impatient, but you maintain serenity. You will notice how people begin to value your presence and self-control. So remember, being a priority starts with yourself. Don't seek validation and constant attention from others. Value your own time and attention, and you will notice that people will begin to recognize your value more. For example, in a professional setting, consider a colleague who faces constant work demands but politely declines requests that are not urgent. Instead, choose to respond thoughtfully after taking the time to consider the best course of action. This individual's deliberate approach to time management and patient decision-making would likely earn him the respect and esteem of his colleagues, making him a valued and sought-after member of the team. Now let's move on to the second crucial point on our path to becoming more recognized and significant in the eyes of others: refraining from putting others at the center of your life. In contemporary society, it is quite easy to fall into the trap of idealizing others, inadvertently losing our own orientation. The key is to avoid making others the central focus of your life. Resist the temptation to constantly revolve around them. By valuing your time and attention, you become more valuable to others. In a period where social media and external validation can distract us from authenticity, Stoicism advocates that we become the epicenter of our own universe, a philosophy that puts personal passions and goals at the forefront. The insightful words of the Stoic Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius echo this sentiment. No one can harm you without your consent. This powerful reminder highlights our role as guardians of our inner peace and emotional well-being. In a world full of external opinions and judgments, Stoicism instructs us in the art of selective indifference. We must discern what is truly worth our attention and time. We should not allow the opinions of others to define our self-esteem, nor should we become hostages to external circumstances. Applying this principle enables us to face constructive criticism with humility and at the same time ignore unfounded criticism that does not contribute to our personal growth. Freeing ourselves from the constant need for approval allows us to take control of our own narrative. The quote, "No one can hurt you without your consent," acts as an invitation to self-reflection, motivating us to embrace authenticity without fearing external judgment. Internalizing this Stoic principle makes us masters of our own destiny, thriving on self-esteem and self-respect. This personal empowerment, in turn, makes us more valuable and meaningful to others. Consider a scenario in which an individual faces criticism for pursuing an unconventional career path aligned with his passion. By applying the Stoic principle, they discern between constructive feedback that contributes to their growth and unfounded criticism based on social norms. By staying true to your authenticity and not allowing outside opinions to dictate your decisions, this person develops resilience and attracts those who appreciate them for being true to themselves. The result is a network of relationships based on mutual respect, where they are valued for their authenticity. The third essential component on our path to becoming more relevant and a priority to others is to focus on meeting our own needs. This serves as a fundamental basis for obtaining greater appreciation from those around us. People often find themselves giving up their own demands for the sake of others, which can result in exploitation and neglect of their own well-being. In contemporary society, the idea prevails that we should always be available to everyone. However, this mentality is not only impractical, it can also lead others to see us as an inexhaustible resource, consuming our precious attention and time. Stoic philosophy, reflected in the thought of figures such as Epictetus, teaches us about the importance of taking control of our lives and well-being. This means setting healthy boundaries and putting our own needs first. Epictetus's famous maxim, "First determine who you want to be and then do what needs to be done," illustrates a fundamental principle of Stoicism. This principle highlights the importance of self-affirmation and self-knowledge before taking any action in life. Stoicism propagates an act of self-esteem, highlighting the recognition and satisfaction of our personal needs, desires, and values as a prerequisite for offering genuine value to others. From this perspective, developing virtues such as authenticity, resilience, self-discipline, and empathy is crucial to becoming truly meaningful to others. Before seeking external validation, Stoicism encourages us to seek our own approval, thus establishing a solid foundation of self-knowledge and self-acceptance. This approach does not involve self-centeredness or disregard for the needs of others, but rather the building of a solid foundation of self-awareness. When we feel secure in our identity and purpose, we radiate a confidence that naturally attracts others. Stoicism guides us to identify our values, goals, and virtues through introspection and self-evaluation, thus forming an internal compass that guides our actions and choices. Epictetus's statement also highlights the importance of acting consistently. It is not enough to say it. Our actions must reflect our words. Acting in accordance with our true identity strengthens our value, attracting people who value consistency and integrity. Consider, for example, a professional who, despite the demands of an intense work environment, prioritizes his physical and mental health, establishing clear limits and reserving time for himself. This person's commitment to self-care not only improves their effectiveness, but also earns the respect of colleagues who recognize the importance of prioritizing personal needs for sustainable success and long-term contribution. Let's now explore the fourth crucial element in our quest to become more meaningful and a priority to others, allowing them to invest in you. It's not about feeding an inflated ego, but about giving others the opportunity to feel valued through their contributions to your life. Seneca, an ancient Stoic philosopher, wisely observed that people enjoy being chosen for what enriches them. When you allow others to offer you help, guidance, or even a kind word, you empower them to enrich their own lives. By accepting their willingness to invest in your well-being, you allow others to feel appreciated and essential. Returning to the core of Stoicism, let's delve into the concept of independence. As Epictetus, another revered Stoic philosopher, taught us, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. Within Stoicism, independence does not suggest complete isolation from others, but rather autonomy and self-government. It is the ability to make conscious decisions without excessive dependence on external approval or influence. Practicing independence positions you as a guardian of your principles and values, earning respect for your integrity. This allows you to cultivate genuine relationships by avoiding the role of follower and becoming a partner who contributes positively to the well-being of others. Independence in the context of Stoicism encompasses self-discipline, self-awareness, and self-control, making it attractive to those who value strong, principled people. To be more appreciated by others, develop independence. This does not mean isolating yourself from the world, but rather directing the course of your own destiny and guiding others by your example. This approach fosters stronger connections, making you more valuable in the lives of those around you. Generosity and openness to the contributions of others further enhance your attractiveness and earn respect. Remember, the true richness of life is in meaningful relationships and connections. By allowing others to invest in you, you begin a virtuous cycle of mutual value. For example, consider a colleague who, despite having skills in a specific area, recognizes the expertise of other team members, seeks their advice, and appreciates their contributions. This individual not only fosters a collaborative and supportive work environment, but also comes to be highly valued by colleagues who feel recognized and empowered. Continuing our research on strategies to make ourselves more meaningful and a priority in the lives of others, let's delve into the fifth key aspect: adopting an aura of mystery. It's common to feel inclined to immediately share every detail about ourselves, from our emotions to our deepest thoughts and desires. However, this propensity for overexposure can diminish our perception of our importance to others. People tend to value what is elusive or beyond their complete understanding. Instead of divulging all aspects of your life at once, consider maintaining a certain air of mystery, sparking curiosity and a desire to get to know yourself better. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-discipline and self-control, highlights the importance of thoughtful self-disclosure. Maintaining a level of mystery does not mean hiding your true self, but rather gradually revealing your essence, especially when questioned. When they ask you things, answer with some imprecision. Avoid delving too deeply into your past and refrain from revealing secrets or important details. This intentional approach keeps others interested and focused on discovering more about you. Seneca's well-known aphorism, "Fortune favors the bold," takes on a subtle meaning here. Boldness means being attentive to what and when you share with others, leaving room for mystery. This practice not only maintains interest, but also fuels the curiosity of those around you. When people realize that there is more to explore, they are naturally drawn to you. Stoicism encourages us to direct our attention to what is within our control, and choose how much to reveal about ourselves falls within that scope. It is not about hiding the true identity, but rather about carefully balancing the disclosure of personal data. It is important to note that constantly seeking external approval is not a necessity. By maintaining a certain level of mystery, you will notice how people come to value you for who you really are, beyond what you choose to share. Consider, for example, a colleague who, although friendly and approachable, chooses not to reveal all aspects of his or her personal life. This colleague balances directness and reserve in conversations, keeping his colleagues curious. As a result, they become more interested in engaging in meaningful conversations and learning more about this mysterious but authentic person, increasing their relevance in the professional environment. The sixth crucial principle for earning the esteem of others is to avoid constant availability. When someone is always available for everything, the value of their time decreases, which causes their availability to be undervalued. Stoic philosophy, exemplified by thinkers like Seneca, highlights the importance of having control over our time and making judicious decisions about how to use it. Developing the ability to respectfully decline requests is not a sign of selfishness, but rather an indication of someone who prioritizes their own needs and commitments. From the perspective of avoiding incessant availability, The wisdom of Epictetus becomes especially relevant. No man is free if he is not master of himself. This insightful observation by Epictetus highlights that true freedom arises from self-discipline and control over one's choices. Stoicism advocates a life in tune with our principles and values. By resisting the temptation to always be available, you show that your time and energy are valuable, fostering deeper respect. This way, people tend to give you more priority. Imagine, for example, a friend recognized for his willingness to help, who learns to discern when to say no to additional commitments. This friend prioritizes your well-being and existing responsibilities, preserving not only your mental and emotional health, but also earning the admiration and respect of others. People begin to value their time and contributions more, resulting in greater priority in various areas of their life. The last suggestion in this conversation may initially seem counterintuitive. Stop initiating conversations. In a world saturated with constant communication, this recommendation is based on Stoic wisdom. Philosophers like Epictetus have emphasized the importance of listening more than speaking, reminding us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen twice as much as we speak. Allowing others to start conversations gives you the opportunity to learn more about them, and surprisingly about yourself. Always being ready to talk can, without realizing it, transmit anxiety or self-centeredness, traits that often turn people off. Patience and a genuine willingness to listen are highly valued attributes, considering our innate appreciation for good communication and the pleasure of being heard. Stoicism also warns us about the importance of controlling our seeking of external approval. It is not necessary to constantly reinforce your value through words. Instead, allow your character and actions to be an expression of who you are. Allowing others to initiate conversations indicates that you value their ideas and opinions, promoting the formation of deeper, more meaningful relationships. It's an important caveat that people tend to remember how you made them feel, not just what you said. In a world where competition for attention is intense, becoming someone who listens attentively and values others is a distinctive and appreciated trait. To please others more, consider not always starting conversations. Imagine someone who, in group discussions, chooses not to monopolize the dialogue, allowing others to express their opinions and lead the conversation. This individual fosters an environment where different points of view are heard and respected. By acting in this way, he is recognized for his thoughtful and respectful attitude, gaining greater appreciation and respect in his social circles. In short, the guidelines presented in this video mark only the beginning of the journey to earning more esteem from others. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, provides a solid foundation for establishing authentic and valuable relationships. By incorporating these suggestions into your daily routine, you will notice a significant transformation in your relationships and overall well-being. Applying Stoic principles, which include strategies such as creating a sense of loss, cultivating patience, maintaining an air of mystery, and allowing others to invest in you, are aligned with building genuine and valuable connections. Remember, achieving greater appreciation requires a balance between your personal needs and the dynamics of your relationships. Stoicism highlights the importance of recognizing intrinsic value without relying solely on external validation. The principles discussed, such as not making others the center of your life and encouraging them to start conversations, help build relationships based on authenticity and mutual respect. Ultimately, the people in your inner circle play a crucial role in shaping your identity, reflecting the maxim, "Tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are." If you notice that you are not a priority to those around you, this may indicate a lack of genuine interest in your well-being. Within this ancient wisdom, we find principles that guide us to achieve a healthy balance between our individual needs and the dynamics of meaningful relationships. The key is to be valued without becoming too dependent.